change. I'm a clown that don't have shades. My password is out of there. Out of the box. Out of the happiness is your plenty, it will still come out alright. There is a conviction, my life isn't so. I walk this path every day, but somehow there is a world out there yet to be discovered. That's right, no problem even if the world doesn't change. Like the wind, I'm everywhere. My password is out of there. Out of the box. Out of the box. Out of the box. I'm alive. This is dramatic with substance. My frozen time is my frozen time. My frozen time moves again. Out of the box. Out of the box. All day today, the same day has come. A different day from everyone. Whether or not, it's like my time was frozen still. I grew past my atoms, back well, the smell from that cafe makes me hungry. I knew all about it. It's like my time was frozen still. Not much, no problem, even if the world doesn't change. I'm a clown that don't have shades. My password is out of there. Out of the box. Out of the box. Out of the box.
Hey everyone! Welcome to Streamsekai, the Twitch Plays stream where we play on Twitch, Konosuba TRPG. I'm Carson, and this is Streamsekai, the Twitch RPG stream with me, your host, Carson, and you, the chat, and me, Carson. Oh, man. Nice to see you, Trom. So I figured, according to the poll on Twitter, most people were going to be better with a 7:30 to 8 p.m. start time. So we're going to vibe here until we get enough people to play. Oh, I am the dorkiest. I embrace it. It is my life's blood. Let's throw on some music. That way we have something to listen to while we wait. Also, apologies if the microphone's a bit janky. For some reason, I think... Actually, what if I go like this? I might be able to get rid of, some background noise. Nah, it's still going. That's why we need music the entire time. For some reason, something keeps hitting my microphone, and I think it's just because I have it attached to a not incredibly stable desk backboard thing. Well, we'll probably do, like, an official start in about, like, I don't know, 7 minutes. Because that's all the time I can spare to play with you. Hope everyone's day is going pretty well. Hey, Bandicoot. I'm a toasty boy today. I realized just a few minutes ago, as I was setting up for the stream, that the house was a bit warm. So I went up to take a look at the thermostat, and somebody changed it to heat only. I talked with them, and they said they had changed it to cool only, but evidently not. It was a nice 26 degrees in the house, even though we have air conditioning, which, let's see, 26 C2F. Which is a nice, like, almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So, that's getting fixed right now, as the cool air starts going in. I wonder if that's the background noise, the air conditioning going. You melt? I was melting. I don't want that mistake to be made again, so I think I'm periodically gonna check it out. Yeah. You guys were very, very nice to me. I should probably turn on the Nightbot stuff. Because you only got through half the content that I had planned last stream. So because of that, I didn't have to do any extra stuff this week. I didn't have to go to the cafe to work on it. Gonna turn on the Streamsekai reminder to let people know that we're in a live roleplay environment. Oh, crap, I should also get Corrin's character sheets ready. There they are. Need to listen to your last stream to get some ideas of what you should do tomorrow? Yeah, it's always good to recap. That's why I'm going to be doing the reruns on Thursdays. Because even I need to rewatch them. So I might pop in if it's still going after I'm done work. Let's take a look at what we got for Corrin right now. Looks like he's got some meat, some muffins. I believe I said that all those heal you 1d6 points of damage. Half a bag of candy, that'll give you an extra MP. Rope, lantern, flint and steel, map, those are all really important. You were surprised by the food delivery? Yeah. I kind of figured that, so you go to an inn and you get the continental breakfast, right? They don't let you take that outside of the hotel, right? So if you guys get anything to go, you know, you probably have to pay extra for it at the hotel store or something, or at the restaurant. Had an NPC mention something that he wasn't supposed to know? Everyone caught you up on it? You were like, oh shit, oh boy. Glad you're not the only one concerned about the food? Absolutely. I feel like, in terms of tabletop role-playing games, people forget that characters need to eat. Not all GMs keep up on that. I believe in most of mine, it only comes up if we're going on, like, a long journey. Like if you're just going a day away from town, then it's like, you probably remember to bring some stuff for you. I won't check for rations. But it's like, hey, it's a week's travel. You're gonna want to prep. There's also another thing that I completely blanked about. And if I take a look at our character sheets, on the second page... give me one sec, I'll pop those up for you guys too. If you take a look on the character sheets, on the second page, there's a thing that says physical defense and magic defense. And I wasn't keeping track of that for both you or the enemies. So I'm definitely going to be keeping track of that a bit more now. Oh, hey RDF, nice to see ya. You left it up to them to decide if it was the NPC, actually? Oh, boy! I also see that Marcus subbed as well. So, before we start, I'll give you a doot. Give me one sec. Unfortunately... Here, gotta open this up. My guitar's a bit far away, so we're doing the piano this time around. 13 months, though. Holy shit. Oh, and I also gotta do one... I'll keep this plugged in for when Marcus gets here, because I'll do it at the end of the stream. I'll catch you later, Bandicoot. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit awkward. Okay, turn off the background music, and what's a piano song? Let's do. Thanks for the sub, RDF. Now you go over here until you're needed, and don't knock anything down. I can see that you're in the process of knocking something down, piano, and that is not cool. There we go. I'm sure that'll be fine. I'm sure that's not going to cause me any trouble. But that carries us to the start time. Your brain rolled a 1. Marcus sub during the rerun stream? Okay. Well, if he brings it up, I'll do it for him then. But I feel like we should get started. So I'll start with a quick recap. There we go. Gotta scroll down. There it is. My name's Corden Kadoya. On my way home from Nakano Broadway, I was crushed by a falling aircraft part and reincarnated as an adventurer in another world, with a set of magic trading cards that let me change my abilities. I didn't believe it at first, but I was woken up by my kobold friend Mura this morning. Can't really deny everything that's happened at this point because of that. She explained the town to me, and we went to this general store run by this guy named Dunnan. Funny story! Dunnan was the guy at the store who gave me the trading cards I use. Turns out that when the airplane panel fell on me, he rushed out and tried to save my dead ass, only to be crushed himself. He asked the gods for a shop so he could help adventurers defeat the Demon King, so he's running this shop now. Mura wanted some potions but couldn't afford them, so being a nice guy and all, I paid for one. And she agreed to work 3 morning shifts for Dunnan to pay for the other one. Dude also gave me an adventurer's kit, and didn't screw me over like Kazuma did. I kinda needed that win. Mura and I went to the Adventurers Guild to take a giant toad slaying quest, but we lost today since I took it off the board yesterday. To try and reclaim some time, we rented a horse. There was a special for 10,000 Eris where we could rent the horse for a week, but if it gets hurt, we gotta drop 50k, so we're taking extra care of this horse now. Good thing Mura knows how to ride, because I never learned being a city slicker and all. Maybe she can teach me later. I threw a coin at an Axis worshipper while we passed by on the way to the mountains. He was pissed. I guess it's because Eris is the rival of the Axis sect, and throwing 1 Eris at him was a huge insult. Really hope that doesn't bite me in the ass later. We got to the farm and the giant toads were trying to kidnap the livestock. Mura got swallowed by one, but holy shit! She bisected it from inside its stomach. I'm really glad that she's on our side. The farmer said that he'd give us 50k extra if we rescue his cows Momoko and Hanako from the giant toads. And, since we gotta deal with them anyways, I decided to accept it. We tried tracking them into the mountains, but we lost the trail and it took us until nightfall. We went into a cave and heard some mooing, and now we're fighting another one of those giant toads. We'll save you, cow! Alright, so we are starting in combat. Where is a good combat song? Let's go with... Nope. There we go. Alright. So the giant frog is holding a cow hostage behind it. I'll say that it lets go of it with its tongue. And let's take a look at your stats. You've got 4 action points. And the giant toad has 5, I believe. So it goes first, but since this is the setup phase, I'll give you guys a chance to change your class if you would like. Changing your class will adjust your stats. So your HP, your MP, and all of your ability scores are going to be adjusted. You have access to Warrior, Priest, Wizard, Archer, and Thief. So did you guys in the audience want to swap out your class before combat? Or if you guys in the chat don't feel like it, I'll just start combat. Remember, you gotta speak up in the chat to do anything in here. Otherwise, I gotta figure out penalties. We're good with adventure? We've also got Warrior, which brings up our strength from 4 to 5. We've got Priest, which gives us some extra intelligence and dexterity. As well, switching to your classes will impact your HP and MP. So if you switch to Warrior, you'll have 31 HP, but only 23 MP. Priest, 25 HP, 29 MP. Wizard, 23, 31. Thief, 27, 25. And Archer, 27, 25. You agree with Trom and yourself. Okay. Before the giant toad makes its move, you open your pouch and draw the warrior card. And place it face down inside your sword. A power wells up inside of you as you feel your abilities change. You feel yourself grow more robust, though feel like maybe you could use your skills a little bit less. So that's 31, 23. Alright. That also impacts your checks as well. So that's 5 and 4. Alright. You have drawn on the power of the warrior class, but the giant toad makes its first move. I'll say that it doesn't see that Mura is injured, and it's just focused on you, since you were the first to enter the cave. And it will attempt to swallow you. So it's going to try and make an attack against you. 4... Oh, that's pretty high. That's 9. That's 16. That you guys are going to have to beat to not get swallowed. So, in the chat, if you do exclamation point 2d6, then you can roll to dodge. Since you switch to warrior, you have a +4, so unless you want to use a blessing, 6 and 4. That's 14. It's not enough. If you guys want to use a blessing, they'll bump it up. Otherwise, you will get swallowed. I'll give you a quick chance to decide if you want to use it or not. Remember, you do have Mura that can save you. Oh, RDF used an Axis Blessing. So that adds another d6 to your roll. So go ahead, RDF, roll one more d6. Or give it to Trom. You can do that too. So just exclamation point d6 to roll 1. I do like that you have a dedicated dodge. That's a 5! That's a 19. So, just as the tongue is about to reach you, you realize that on the ground there's a really shiny rock. So you go to pick it up and the tongue just goes past you into the ground. I'll also say that you get a shiny rock that you might be able to sell later. Alright. That would be its turn. And I believe it is our turn. How did we want to attack? We've slain 2 giant toads so far, which means we only need 2 more. So it would be worth it to kill this one in the cave, since we're right here. But if you guys want to run away, by all means. Incidentally, you also have the follow-up skill, which I believe lets you add 2 more dice to your damage roll. Let's kill it. All right. Then I'm going to need an attack roll. It will roll to dodge. So you just have to beat a 10. So I'll need an exclamation point 2d6 in the chat. Two and a 3. That is a 10. And I've ruled that it is in favor of the player, just to keep things fun. So you will have hit with your... Let's say this one's for the short sword, so... Would you guys prefer me to roll for damage for you guys? Or did you guys want me to let you guys do that? RNG generator's a bit rude, yeah. I don't like taking rolls away from you guys, but if you don't want to roll all the time, I can roll for damage if we hit. Either way, you get a 2d6 plus 5. Just feel like everyone's too nice. Yeah. God, my Canadian is rubbing up on you guys. You guys are absorbing too much Canadian for me. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you do 12 points of damage against its 5 defense. So that's 7 points of damage. Might be useful to let Nightbot add for me. I have to figure out that command. Alright. If you guys want, you can use your move action to attack with your left-handed weapon. Or you can use it to adjust your placement. You are right in front. If you're going to attack with your left hand, alright. Sure thing, roll to attack. Oh, that's a good one. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 14 that has to be. And that is another 10. Alright, roll your damage with the long spear. Oh, you crit! So... I believe the rules say that's an auto success, but that seems like it's it really feels like having a crit on damage do nothing besides being an auto success is kind of boring. So we're gonna make crits do double damage. So that's 12 plus 9, which means that's 21. Or, you know what? This might be better in the long run. I'll roll a poll for you guys. Do you guys want crits to do double damage or ignore defense? Since the book doesn't say what you should do, I figure it's a good idea to figure this out for ourselves. Double attack can be really, really useful, but taking a look at some of these defense points later, it's not necessarily a bad idea to go for ignoring defense. I'm taking a look at, like, a level 13 monster, and it has 16 points of defense. Ooh, boy. Alright, looks like we're doing double attack. You got it. Alright. So that's 12 plus 9, which is 21 minus 7. So you do 14 points of damage. That spear goes just straight through this giant toad. You kind of fumble your footing a little bit because you didn't realize that it would go this cleanly through. You must have found, like, the softest point on it. But you pull it out, and it is starting to look a little ragged. Mura's turn.
Okay, we have to do 2 more of these. So let's destroy this thing.
Mura rolls to attack with her greatsword. And I dropped it on the floor. But it landed on a 4. So that's 10 plus 4, that's 14 for Mura. And the toad gets 10, 11, 12, 13, so Mura hits. Mura readies her greatsword to slash right through it for a total of... So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points of damage, minus its defense. Oh boy. So this giant toad has a big chunk taken out of its side. You know how you cut a piece of cake? Well, what Mura has done was she's swung her sword back and forth to just cut a pizza, like a piece of cake-sized hole in the side of this thing. It's mad. I don't think it likes you guys very much. But since Corin did such a crazy hit against it, it's eyeing you. And it's going to go for the swallow one last time. Just out of spite. So I'm gonna need you guys to roll a dodge check. You're gonna have to beat... $15. So I'm gonna have to ask for a 2d6 from the chat, please. From anyone in chat. Don't be polite. It's a free-for-all. Six, 10, 15. All right, and you need to beat... So yeah, you guys beat it. The toad tries to swallow you, but when it goes to hit with its tongue, you dodge out of the way and kick some dirt into its face, so it just could not land it. I believe that's its only move that it can make. I'm trying to give this toad a chance, but honestly, you guys are... Oof. Alright. Go ahead and do the final attack, if you can. It is your turn, so you can choose to attack if you want. Five and 5. Okay, so that's 10 plus 5 is 15. Giant toad does not make a 15. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So roll your damage. You don't think you can ask him where his family is? Talking's a free action. 4 plus 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Minus 7. But as you slash this toad, it's looking ragged. It's about to collapse. It is rickety on all accounts. But it is just barely standing. It is on a mission to make sure that this cow goes back into the cave. Tell us where your family is or we're killing you! You scream at the toad. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. It screams at you.
I'm sorry, Corin. I can't speak giant toad. I don't know if we're gonna figure out where its family is.
You can choose to attack with your long spear if you'd like, if you want to make another attack. Time to Keto it then, yeah. 2 and a 3, oof. That's a 10. Does it dodge out of the way? It does. With a 13, it leaps to the side. No, leap is too generous of a word. It attempts to jump, but it just sort of rolls to the side away, narrowly missing your spear thrust. This toad, if you guys want to make a perception check, I'll tell you guys literally how much HP it has left. Give me a 2d6. you'll need to beat a 10. Oh, you definitely beat a 10. It has a single HP left. Your last attack did 9 points of damage, it had 7 defense, and it had 3 HP left. So with your 2 points of damage, it just narrowly was able to. Mura's gonna close in, and be like...
You dare try to get away from my friend Korin? Well, I'm gonna make sure that we kero you for sure.
She rolls an attack. Oh, that is a small attack. That is... That's a 1 and a 2 to her hit check of 4. So that's a 7. Let's see if the giant toe can beat a 7. Oh god. Okay. I rolled a 1 and a 4. Plus its dodge modifier is a 7. Sorry, is a plus 3, so that's 8. Muda whiffs her attack too. It just rolls to the other side, back to where it was. Get roll. And Muda, with her giant swing, biffs it and slides into the spot where it once was.
Oh! Korin, this thing doesn't want to die. We gotta get it.
It's the frog's turn. Neither of you were able to land a hit on it, but Mura was the last to attack, so I'm gonna say that it goes after Mura. It doesn't have the strength or the stomach capacity to try and swallow her, so it's just gonna be an attack. Oh, okay, so it rolled double 1s. We got them, like, right here. Whoop. Okay, I dropped it, but there we go. It rolled double 1s. So it just sorta... Its tongue tries to shoot out and whip Mura, but it just falls to the ground. It is prone. Even if she got swallowed, she could crawl out of the giant gash inside? Yeah. If Mura got swallowed, that's exactly what would have happened. If you guys got swallowed, that's what would have happened. It's too tired to attack. In fact, it's so tired. I'm just gonna make you guys roll damage to coup de grace this thing. If you can beat 7 damage with your long spear, let's say you decide to use that first. That's 6 plus 9. Yeah, you're... At this point, you feel really bad for this giant toad. It's tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't really matter. So you thrust this spear right into its brainium to stop all cognitive function, to end its misery, if anything. And you beat your 3rd giant toad. Congratulations. Now there's another thing that I forgot to do for you guys earlier. So I'm gonna have you guys retroactively roll for loot, okay? Essentially, every time you defeat an enemy, you get to roll from the loot board using your luck stat. How's your horse doing? You take a look at the front of the cave, and the horse is just sitting down. Actually, it's laying down. Because you lost the giant toad's trail, it's nighttime, so your horse is kind of tired. If you want, you can try to wake it up and bring it closer into the cave, since it's nighttime. Horse is laying down. I just googled it, and it looks like horses do lay down. When they need extra sleep. And since you guys have been going since early, it's probably just really tuckered out. Speaking of cows, you hear a mooing. Before that, though, I'm gonna need some D6s. You guys have defeated 3 giant frogs so far. So I'm going to need 3 2d6 rolls. And I'll also say, just to increase your chances of getting something good, you can choose to swap your class back to Adventurer, where you have 3 luck. $11, so you get toad meat, another toad meat, and I need 1 more. Okay, so you guys find 3 toad meat. Toad meat, in its current state, is inedible, but you'll be able to sell it to the Adventurers Guild later. You hear mooing in the distance, and a cow kind of trots around the corpse of the giant toad and up to you.
Oh, that must be one of the ones from the farm. Let's see here.
And as you look over the cow, number 1, you find a little bell with Momoko engraved on it. You have found one of the cows, the cow Momoko. However, you also find a note taped to its side, covered in frog mucus. Give me 1 sec. The letter reads, "To humanity, this is only the beginning. Giant toads are the true rulers of this world. With the power of Dorsus, we will change the world of humans." Looks to be an ultimatum of some sort. You remove the note from the cow and give Momoko a little scratch on the head.
What does it say?
You remember that Mura can't read. So you relay the information from the note to her.
Dorsus? Where are they getting that power from? And the true rulers of this world? I don't like the sound of that. Are these giant toads being sent somewhere?
From what this note says, Mura, yeah. I wonder who, though. But it is late. And you guys are tired. Do you guys want... Because this is where we were gonna end the session last time. They totally are. Alright, so this is where I was gonna end the session last time, which means that you guys get a chance to, recover if you'd like. I'll let you guys rest until morning. Or, you can keep going. If you rest until morning, of course, you'll get all your stuff back. is your hit checks? 4 and 3. What are you missing right now? Well, you're not missing anything. Your HP is at max. However, Mura is covered in toad mucus, and she's a little bit singed from stomach acid. Looking at her, you would say that she's maybe lost a third of her HP. Mura can keep going, if you want. As you contemplate this, Mura's in the corner trying to wipe the toad slime off of her. RDF says that you guys want to rest? What did the rest of the chat think? Remember, you, the entire chat, get to decide the course of action for our boy Korin Kadoya. Can't believe I'm looking up the Hey You Pikachu soundtrack for this. You can absolutely create water for washing up. You use 2 points of your MP, which creates 1 cup of water. So if you guys are resting up, I'll say that this won't count against your MP. You use enough water to wash all the toad slime from Mura and any bumps and scuffs that you have off of you. You whip out your give me a perception check to see if you can find any tinder to make like a campfire. You have Tinder the spell, but that doesn't magically make Tinder. That just makes like a match flame on your thumb. I like to think of it as like you snap and your thumb catches on fire, so you can start fire, or you can point at something and set it as a match-like fire. Exactly, it's a lighter, not a fuel. So I'll take a 2d6 perception check from anyone in the chat, please. 4 and 6. Yeah, you easily beat that. You look around, you find just a couple of sticks lying around in the cave entrance. It looks like your horse is like stood up as well, and it's kind of wandering further into the cave to do a complete rest. You point at the tinder, you make a nice little campfire, and you notice that this cave doesn't just end here. There's an amount of toad slime that's going even further into the cave.
Whoa! Korin, do you see that? It looks like the giant toad was gonna take Momoko to inside the cave. I wonder if that's where the other cow is.
How many cows were stolen? How many cows have we saved? 2 cows were stolen, 1 cow was saved. You currently have 2 animals with you. Your horse, which I didn't write down its name. I forgot our horse's name, so I'll listen to last week's stream and remember later. Maybe you should see if you can save one more. You do still have the full, like the whole day of tomorrow left. But if you guys want to press forward, I'll make a poll. You consult Mura on the matter. Hey, Mura, I know that we should probably rest right now, but maybe we should go a little bit further. Do you think you can do that? I certainly can, but yeah, I got those health potions for a reason. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. If you don't want her to use her health potion that costs 30k, you can offer her some of the muffins. Each of those muffins will do 1d6 extra health. But I'll put it to a vote really quick. Do you guys want to press on, or do you guys want to do the rest? Give Mura the muffins? You guys can definitely give Mura some of the muffins. How much? Yeah, the muffins do 1d6 points of healing. If you want, you can give Mura just enough muffins to fully heal, or you can give her like 3 or something. She needs about 10 HP to be fully healed. I guess I don't need this Hey You Pikachu track after all. Let's see what it was gonna sound like really quick. Yeah, that's exactly the one that I was thinking of. Oh, sorry, I didn't start the vote. It didn't pop up, sorry, when I clicked it. Go further or sleep? Might be. There it goes. Thought maybe votes don't show up in mob view. No, they, I'm sure that they probably do, but that was just me not realizing it didn't show up. Might be. It's looking like the vote's gonna be for Sleep and Recover, unless anyone else in chat wants to adjust the vote. It's certainly a good option, because when you sleep and recover, you get to recover your blessings as well. Not the ones available in, like, as a channel point reward, but the ones available on your screen. Right, right here. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna call it. Thought those were for counting down? No, so this is a difficult thing to explain, because it's kind of like a hallmark of the Konosuba TRPG. With blessings, the way that they are calculated is that at the start of every session, you get to recover your blessings. And in fact, Korin has has a couple of boons that increase his ability to have blessings. So he has at base 5 plus his extra blessing from character creation, plus at the start of every session he gets a +1 blessing. So he has a total of 7 that he can use. And they recover at the start of every session. But because I planned on ending here, if you guys end up sleeping, I'm gonna let you guys recover your blessings. This is sort of like a, hey, this was supposed to be the start of today's session. As for their uses, you can redeem them as channel point rewards as extraneous ones. Those are just like the ones that you, the chat, get to use with your channel points. But you can use any amount, you can use your blessings on any dice roll to add 1d6 or re-roll a roll up to the times of your luck modifier. So let's say that you're going to attack something and you want to add some blessings to your attack. You can add up to 3 for that roll. Please tell me if that doesn't make sense, because I'll try and explain it better. Blessings are kind of a big deal for this RPG. Let me explain. Alright, but you guys start to turn in for the night. You sit around the campfire with your friend Mura and your horse, and Momoko the cow. Man, Mura breaks the silence. This is the night of our first adventure together. It kind of feels like the first big step, and we've got like a mystery to solve with that note. I don't know if you know about it, but is this what adventuring, is that what happens on adventures? All I really saw was people pass by the mouth of the cave and then come home with trophies and people cheering for them. How do you want to respond to Mura about what it means to be an adventurer? Is this how adventures go? It seems like it's dangerous, but exciting. Back where I'm from, people don't really go on adventures. It's all stuff in books. It's all about adrenaline and action, some risk for great rewards. So if it's anything like what I saw or what I read, then yeah, this is what adventuring's all about.
Wow. So we're gonna have action in our adventures. I definitely felt like, I mean, when I got swallowed by that giant toad, something swelled up in me, and it just made me want to break out. I never felt that rush before.
Mura yawns.
Well, I can't wait for tomorrow when we keep up on our adventure. Good night, Corin.
And Mura takes her little sleeping bag, and she, pet the cat. You open your portal into another dimension and retrieve a cat. No, no. You, I assume you meant cow. You go up to Momoko, you rustle her hair a bit. You guys have some rope. Do you guys want to tie down the animals so that they don't wander off? The horse and the cow are both kind of sleepy, but there's no telling what's going to happen. I'm giving you guys this one because it's like the third session, but in the future I'm not going to ask if you guys want to tie down your animals so that they don't run away. Tie the cow to the horse and the horse and both to each other. Okay. You take your rope and you tie your horse to Momoko. You tie Momoko to your horse. And you fall asleep. This is a song. The night fades, and in the morning you feel a little bit of a rustle on your side.
Corin, wake up! It's light out. That means we gotta keep going.
You rub the sleep from your eyes, look around the cave, and it's the cave. The fire went out sometime in the night, but it didn't singe you or anything. Momoko and your horse are still there, if kind of incredibly tied up in the rope. They seem to have gotten themselves in a bit of trouble. But because you tied them together, they couldn't maneuver, and they just sort of gave up. Because I was supposed to end the session last week here, you guys recover your blessings, so you're back up. Mura recovers her health as well. You're raring to go. You guys have one more giant toad to slay. There is a path leading into the cave with a trail of toad mucus. Alternatively, you can leave the cave and try to search for giant toads outside of the cave. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to light the lantern and head down the cave? That's an option. If no one puts up a different option, it looks like we're going to be going into the cave. You can certainly swap to warrior if you'd like. Swapping your cards to swapping your class outside of combat is an action that you can do whenever. So it looks like there are currently no objections, so let's do it. Your HP goes up. To 31. Your MP goes down to 23. And your hit and dodge checks go up by 1. Whoops, that's not 1, that's more than 1. Quite a bit more. Alright.
Alright, Corin. Where are we going?
Well, from what that toad what that toad looked like it was doing, it looked like it was dragging the cow deeper into the cave. If anything's down there, that's where the adventure is going. So, do you want to go down with us? With me, Mura?
Oh, of course. Yeah, anywhere you want to go, Corin. I'm with you.
Mura readies her great sword, and turns on her own lantern. I will say that Mura also has the same adventurer's kit that you got. And you start heading down, deeper into the cave. The walls, as you go down, look like they used to have torches on them, but someone's removed them. They're strewn about the floor, covered in slime. It looks like you wouldn't be able to relight these torches easily. As you keep going down, you emerge into a part of the cave that looks like someone's dug it out. The floor is paved, and there's a thick sealed door at the back of the room.
Corin, is this what they call a dungeon?
Yeah, CG Sylvie sounds really cool, Jonathan King. I'm really excited that they gave a good send out to Shaylee. Dug out by human hands or toad hands? I would say if you guys want to know that, roll a perception check. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. With an 11, you can't really tell. The cave has been dug out in a bit of a haphazard way. It's not quite even though the floor is being paved. It's kind of bumpy. The walls look like they've just been dug out. It could have been it could have been a toad. You're not 100% sure. Upon further inspection, there's also some fruit hanging from the ceiling, with a chair and a stick underneath it. This is a bit of an investigation part, so you guys can check out stuff that's in the room. Anything in the room? Yes, there is a piece of fruit hanging from the ceiling, a chair underneath it, and a stick. There's also a big door at the end of the room. What kind of fruits? You're not 100% sure. It doesn't look like any kind of fruit from Japan. It's, the closest you would say is it kind of looks like a gum-gum fruit from a manga that you read. But you can't be guaranteed that, it'll give you any boon besides being fruit. Mura goes further into the room to check out the door, but she steps on a panel.
Oh! I didn't mean that! Korin, look out!
The panel goes down, and at first nothing happens, but then you hear a staticky and muffled voice come from a loudspeaker somewhere. The first step to become a chosen one is having the intelligence to use tools. Go on! Try to take the fruit. What do you guys want to do? You're in the room, there's fruit hanging from the ceiling, and a voice told you that you should take the fruit. You grab the chair, go to drag it, and reach up, but you just can't get it. If you use some kind of implement, you might be able to do it, but with just your reach, you're not quite there.
Korin, maybe I can help.
And Mura rushes up and tries climbing you. Do you let her try?
It's all right. If I go on your shoulders, then we should be able to reach it, right?
You guys have a couple options here. You can let Mura help you. There's also a stick on the floor. You have a long spear that you can use. A reminder that anyone in the chat can come up with something for our character Korin to do. So if there's anyone out there who wants to contribute to this, by all means. Never saying no to a little lizard lady climbing up your back? Fair enough. Mura scrambles up your body. I'm gonna say make an agility check to see if you stay upright. The chair is really rickety, so it's gonna be a difficult one. So I'm gonna need somebody to hit exclamation point 2d6 in the chat. While I try to find the table. I could have sworn that there was a table with difficulty levels on the page that I was just on, but I think I took my finger out of it. There it is. Nope, that's the death difficulty check. Again, anybody in the chat, if you hit exclamation point 2d6, you'll be able to roll for the agility check. Yeah, if you type that. Don't be shy. And anyone can roll, anyone can suggest something to do with this. It is you guys playing this character. Alright, so that's a 10 plus a 4. That's 14, which looks like you just barely do it. Alright, so... And it does say a 14 to 15 check is a difficult action, so... even though the chair's rickety, you were able to maneuver and wiggle your body in such a way to counterbalance Mura climbing up. She gets onto your shoulders and reaches up. She just barely can't reach. It's pretty high up.
Just a little more.
Mura can almost reach the fruit. But if you want to give her a little extra, you do have some weapons on you. You could try using the stick that's on the floor. You can try raising her up in your arms instead of on your shoulders. Unfortunately, Marcus, there's nothing that you can add a check to. You succeeded your difficulty check on the chair. You just can't reach. So, fair enough. Give me 1 sec. I will refund that access blessing for you. How do you guys want to solve this devious puzzle of intelligence? Mura can just barely reach the fruit that's dangling above you. Perhaps if you had some sort of implement that let you knock the fruit down, or perhaps stab it.
Corin! I'm trying, I just can't get it!
Stab with the spear? Okay. In a flash of brilliance, you realize that the voice on the PA said that the first step to becoming a chosen one is having the intelligence to use tools. With your incredible mammal brain, you reach for your spear and hand it up to Mura, who instinctually understands what you're going for.
Oh yes, with this we can get it!
And she stabs as high as she can go. With your combined height, with the chair, with Corin, with Mura, you're able to stab the fruit with the spear and pull it down. A rumble begins in the roof. And you can see that the door starts creaking open. You hear A ding.
You've done well to overcome this trial of intelligence. Now, venture forth and take your first step to changing the world.
The PA grows silent.
We changing the world? Well, we did it. We can go further in.
It looks like a devil fruit, maybe, or a copyright-free demon fruit. Should you eat it? Should you? Do you guys want to eat the fruit that you just got? You can also offer it to Mura if you don't want to try it. Looking at the fruit, it's just... Yeah, it looks like it's got swirls on it. It looks kind of bulbous. You guys want to eat it? Okay. You take a big bite of the fruit. And the only way to describe it is that this fruit tastes like an entire fruit salad. Depending on where you bite it, it has a different flavor to it. There's some pineapple in there, there's some melon, some strawberry, there's a little pang of sour from lemon, and some orange. And as you eat, you feel something well up a little bit. You feel like maybe you understand a bit more. You feel like you're more intelligent. So because of that, you get a permanent +1 to your intelligence. So I'm just gonna write that down in my notes so I can update the character sheets later. Unfortunately, that doesn't adjust your modifier, but you know, with a couple more points in your intelligence, I believe it's every 3 points you get an extra. Sorry, your mod goes up. Yeah, you coulda helped Mura learn to read with that.
What was it tasty, Corin?
Once you're done eating the fruit, you take a look at the door, and Mura wants to go forward, so you follow her. But she's getting really fast. She's really excited to be here, and you lose her around a corner. As you keep walking, eventually you hear a "Ah!" Running forward, you have to stop on your heels. Since you have your lantern, you can see there's a lake. But it doesn't look quite right. It's purple. And there's steam rising up from it. Can I get a perception check from one of you guys? A 2d6 in chat? That's 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, you make it. You also see, in this purple lake that's steaming, there are bones sticking out of it, with the liquid bubbling around it. You can also smell a little bit of a noxious smell in the air. This definitely isn't a normal lake. As you get closer to investigate, you step on a pressure plate. And the PA sparks to life once again.
You are not like humans, for part of your power lies in your incredible jumping ability. Use this power to get across the lake of acid.
Get across the lake of acid? But, Corin, can you jump that far?
And, I would say that looks to be a very solid, like, 15 feet across. No small feat, pardon the pun. Oh, I'll recap for you, Bandicoot. You solved a puzzle in the previous room by grabbing a piece of fruit hanging from the ceiling with your spear, with Mura's help, of course. You ate the fruit, and you were given a permanent +1 to your intelligence score. Are there any sticks nearby? There was a very long stick in the previous room. So now you've encountered a lake of acid, bones dissolving in the lake. In the previous room, there was a stick lying on the floor, presumably to try and not let you knock the fruit off the rope. If you want to use that to test how deep it is, by all means. Alright, so you grab the stick. The stick itself is about 10 feet tall. It's really, really long. You dip it into the acid, and it goes down probably around, I'm gonna say 5 feet, so about half the stick's height. You're not on like a cliff per se. You're on the shore, with a little tiny, maybe 1 foot drop into the acid. The stick, I mean, it bubbles and fizzes, but it's not getting destroyed by the acid too quickly. Is there anything in the ceiling? You look up at the ceiling, and there are little dots of light scattered on the top of the ceiling, with little drops dripping into the acid below. I'm gonna let you guys draw on your knowledge from the previous world. Yes, sorry, you're in a cave. Sorry, earlier when you defeated the giant toad, you decided to go further into the cave where you found a dungeon. But yeah, if you guys roll an intelligence check, I'll let you guys draw upon your knowledge from, back in Japan as to what these things are. So a 2d6 roll. That's high. Okay. That passes a difficult check. So with a 14, you think back to a nature documentary that you watched on TV. And it was about things that live in caves. And one thing that's really spectacular are these glowworms that make these puddles in the bottom of caves that also glow. And if I remember correctly, if Carson remembers correctly, it's their poop. So, from what you can gather, these worms on the ceiling, these glowing points, are dripping acid to create the lake.
You know, Corin, how are we gonna get across this lake? I don't know if you could throw me. I don't know if you're that strong, and I wouldn't want to land in the acid, but if I got to the other side, there might be a way.
Do none of your classes have the ability to teleport? You have not unlocked a skill like that just yet. The skills that you've unlocked are the follow-up skill, which lets you add 2d6 to your attack with your warrior class. You can create water as a cantrip. You can create a small match-like flame. You have Featherfall that you can cast. If you tie the rope to the spear and toss it hard enough to impale the opposite wall, well, if you hold your lantern up, you can see that there is another wooden door on the other side of the wall. Sorry. What about the archery skills? Unfortunately, you didn't unlock any actual skills for Archer just yet. You have the class, but you don't have any any skills specific to that class just yet. But if you guys want to throw the spear, I can get a strength check from you. Or let's take a look at your Archer class to see if there's another check that I can make you do, if you want to use that class. It looks like it's pretty much the same if you do a dex check as an archer. But yeah, what I'll do. So if you guys want to throw the spear with the rope at the door to get it to dig in, I'll have you guys make a DC 14 strength check as a warrior. Or, since your archer class gives you the information that you need to be good at pinpointing things, I'll reduce the check to an 11 dexterity check as an archer. You have enough power to create 1 cup of water for 2 MP. This is a very, very large lake. And I don't believe that you have enough MP to fill the lake with water. You have enough MP to make 11 cups of water. That's 11 times 250. That's... yeah, that's 2,750 milliliters of water. How powerful is Featherfall? Let me read the description. What does Featherfall specifically do? Feather. Used right before a damage roll from falling. Change the damage that you would take from falling to 0. You can also use this on damage taken from falling into pitfalls, or when affected by off balance when riding a mount. And how weak is Adventurer mode? Well, you can use any of your Adventurer skills in any class. Those are like your cantrips. Your Adventurer class has your basic skills, which you can find on these character sheets right here. With throwing the spear, you have 2 options. You can do a DC 14 strength check to throw the spear into the door, or if you want to swap to archer, You can make it a DC 11 dexterity check. As an archer, you have +5 to your dex throw. Because you'll have the know-how to pinpoint where the door is, whereas a warrior, it's unga bunga me throw. Did you guys want to do the archer toss? I say that you throw it at the door because it's made of a wooden material, and the tip of your spear would be able to hit it. That's 5. That's 10. Unless you guys want to use a blessing, your spear is going to fall into the acid lake. Actually, so I'm gonna double back for a second. It looks like in the rules you have to declare that you're using a blessing before you make the roll. So, like, before you know the outcome. So, I'll let you use it after the roll this time, but going forward, you're gonna have to declare using a blessing before you roll. The coin redeemed blessings can be used afterwards. But if you want to use a regular blessing for this one, yeah, we'll do that. So you add a 4, that bumps you up. So the blessing from the character sheets can only be used before a roll. The ones from the channel points can be used after. I'll make sure, I'm gonna put a note there. You make the check, by the way. I'll make sure to make a note to make a Nightbot command to tell people how blessings work. Make a Nightbot command explaining card blessings are before the roll, and point blessings are anytime. There we go. Yeah, well, and you can also use them to add to your damage rolls as well. So, like, if you use 3 blessings, that's an extra 3d6 that you can add to any roll. Alright, so we'll say that you swap to the archer class. Where are you? 27, 25. Then 5 and 3. There we go. And then also you used a blessing. If you cast Featherfall on Mura while she climbs across the rope, you could reduce her weight. Let's take a quick look, because I think you can only use Featherfall on somebody who's about to receive fall damage. Nope, not only that, but you can only use it on yourself. But You draw your archer card and slap it into your sword. I draw Archer! You feel your body get lighter, and your vision get a bit more precise. As you hold your spear up and tie the rope to the end, you hold it aloft, judge your distance, and strike the door. It flies through the air, the rope dangling behind it, lodges itself into the wooden frame. You now have a rope hanging over the, the lake of acid. Mura scrambles. Oh, no, 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 no! And she grabs it just before the middle sags into the lake, and pulls it taut, tying it to the, door on the, the door frame on the other side. You now have a rope bridge, or rather, a rope that you can go across.
Corin! That was a good idea. How are we gonna make it across? I guess we could climb?
Who's lighter? Mura. Even with her, great sword, she's a bit lighter than you. Not by much, but she's still a little bit lighter than you. You can keep the greatsword while she shimmies over and secures the other side. You could absolutely do that. Mura, I'm not so sure that thing's gonna hold if we both go on it. If I hold your greatsword, would you be able to shimmy to the other side and secure the rope?
Oh, of course I can. I'm just gonna have to get over the lake of acid. I'm sure I can do it. I know I can do it. We're adventurers.
Anyone else have other ideas? Or did we want to send Mura over to the other side? The door? So if you think of it in your mind, the room that you're in has the door that you just came from, into the previous room, where you had the fruit hanging from the ceiling. There is a lake of acid that's about a 15-foot jump away from you. Oh shit, no, this is in, sorry, this book's in metric, so it would be 15 meters. So it's a 15-meter gap, full of acid to the other side. And on the shore of the acid lake, on the other side, is the door that you need to get to. Your spear is currently lodged in that door. With a rope going across the lake, tied to the frame, pulled taut. So if you guys want, RDF did suggest that you send Mura over climbing the rope to secure the entire thing so that the... What do you have to decide? What you want to do to get across the lake. Both you and Mura could shimmy across the rope to go through. You can also send Mura across first, and she can secure the rope on the other side so it's not just being held by your spear. And I would say that would make the check a bit easier. There are other ways that you can, like, if you can think of other ways to get across, by all means bring them up. I guess you also have a stick. Mura is smaller? Mura is smaller. I would say without her greatsword, she's a great deal lighter than you. She is... let's see here. She is a 4-foot-tall purple kobold. And you're 5'9". Thinking sending her across? Give her the stick, though, for balancing reasons? You go to hand the stick to Mura.
Oh, what's this for?
Oh, back in my world, if somebody was going across, like walking across a rope, they would hold a stick to help balance themselves.
Walking across the rope? I was just gonna hold on to it with my arms and legs and just shimmy across, but do you think that it would be better if I walked across it? I've never walked across a rope before, over a lake of acid. But if you believe I can do it, then I'll try.
Here. I'll make a poll for this. Since it looks like the chat's a bit indecisive. Alright, the poll's up. Those of you currently watching in chat can vote in the poll if you guys want to send Mura over first. Otherwise, both of you can go on the rope, or you can figure out another way across the lake. Mura first, yes, but the action? Mura's gonna have to make a dexterity check, no matter what. I would say, just thinking about it rationally, even if I was given a stick, walking across a tightrope and having to have the foot placement would be a lot more difficult than just holding onto the rope and pulling myself towards it. So the check would be hard. I would say harder if she was walking across. Let her go forth and hold on to the rope to drag her back real quick if worse comes to worse. That's definitely a good option. You can definitely rescue her. Alright. So, you go up to Mura, and you take the stick back from her. No. On second thought, that's probably not the greatest idea ever. It would look cool, but I think you shimmying across would be safer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're probably right. That would look so cool, though, if I just walked across a rope, but...
She slaps her face, gets height, and starts to go across. You hold on to the rope to make sure that if she falls, there will be a quick rescue. I'm gonna have her do a strength check first of all, to see if she can hold on to the rope. Well, because she has more points of contact, it's going to be an 11. Alright, Mura gets a 13 on the strength check. So she's able to secure herself to the rope really, really well. She's able to handle her own body weight, and she starts her way across the lake of acid. Bubbles burst, and steam fizzles over this acid lake as Mura shimmies across this rope bridge that you've created. A few times you're kind of scared because there isn't a lot of clearance. The shore that you're on is only about a foot over the lake of acid. So with Mura dangling down, she has to tuck her tail up a little bit so that it doesn't touch the acid. I'm gonna have her make a dexterity check to see if she can keep her balance while shimmying across. And because she has more points of contact than if she was walking, that's gonna be that's gonna be a 12 actually. Oh man. It's a good thing that she has a really high dexterity because she clears it. She's able to maintain her balance as she goes across without any problems. Honestly, you're really impressed by it. It's like that maybe she had to do rope climbing before. She gets to the other side of the shore and dismounts. And waves at you from the other side. You wave back, of course. You okay, Mura?
Yeah, I'm fine, Karin. I'm just gonna take this rope and secure it for you. Be careful. Also, you have my greatsword, so that might be a thing.
She ties the rope to the other door frame, and the rope bridge looks a lot more secure. Now, it's your turn to try and get across. You're carrying quite a bit of weight right now. Because you have Mura's greatsword on you as well, that's an extra 10 to your weight score. I don't usually keep track of weight, but this looks like it might be important. Thankfully, you have the carrying skill, which increases your capacity to 2 times your strength. So, you're just barely over-encumbered. Dipping your sword into the acid, does it seem to dull it? You take your short sword and you dip it into the acid. But nothing really happens to it. I'm going to ask you guys to make an intelligence check for this one. To try and figure out why. So I'm gonna need 2d6 from the chat, please. $10. You're not really sure why it's not bubbling. It could be many factors. It could be that this acid only works on organic material. It could be that the type of metal that this sword is made of isn't being affected by the acid. But all you can really glean from this is that the acid has no effect on your sword. What do you guys want to do? You need to get across, and it's going to be a strength and a dexterity save to shimmy across, though you are a bit encumbered. You're curious, but you want your duo to be able to progress? That's completely fair. Here, I'm just going to move that out of the way really quick. Tie a knot around the greatsword, and then drag it through the acid once you're on the other side. I mean, so you repeat the action, you dip the greatsword into... Can't remember the codes? Oh, here. It's, Just, don't use the quotation marks with these. But those are the commands. But yeah, you repeat the action with the greatsword instead of your short sword. And you dip it into the acid lake, and nothing's happening to this greatsword. The acid and the sword don't respond to this combination. So, you could tie a knot around the greatsword and then drag it through the acid once you're on the other side.
Corin, you coming? It's getting kind of lonely over here. And the door's not opening at the very least.
And as Mura shimmies around on the other side of the shore, give me one sec. Give me one sec. You hear a ding.
Well done! Your bodies have exceeded human limits. You've transcended humanity itself. Now, step forward. This is the second step to changing the world.
It seems like having one person cross over has activated the PA, and the door starts to open with you on this side. The rope totally won't melt, and you won't lose the sword forever, or you just cross. You could. So RDF actually made a poll where you can either just cross, or you can cross then drag the sword. It's looking pretty in favor of just crossing. Yep. Okay, so you decide that if you try to make this more complicated, it's not gonna end well. You're just gonna have to tough it out and do your best to get across this rope with everything on you. I will say that by holding this greatsword, it's going to be a bit of a difficult action. If you would like, you can change your class before you go onto the rope. Your thief class has a +5 to dexterity and a +3 to strength. Your archer class has 3 and 5 as well. Adventurer has 5. Sorry, warrior has 5 and 5. Priest has 3 and 5, and wizard has 3 and 3. Gonna swap to warrior? Alright. You retrieve your archer card from your sword, and you hear a as your stats revert to your adventurer form. You slap the warrior card in, and you feel your muscles tense. Now, it's going to be a bit of a difficult climb across this rope. You have the option to use blessings preemptively if you want to get across this rope to add another d6. Or you can use a channel point blessing if you want to use it after you roll. Either way, I'm going to need 2d6 in the chat for your strength check. You absolutely nail this thing. With all the confidence that you can muster, you step onto that rope, and you want to show off for Mura. You remember saying that people in your world will tightrope walk, and you don't want to leave this dungeon without showing off that skill. So you boldly step on top of that rope, hold your spear sideways, and start walking. Your balance unaffected because of the incredible grip that you have on this rope with your feet. The incredible strength from not only this warrior class, but for not skipping leg day. Because of that, I'm going to reduce the difficulty of your dexterity check for not slipping. So I'm going to need a 2d6 for your dexterity check, but it's only going to be a 10 that you need to beat. Instead of a 15. Oh, you destroy that check. So walking across this tightrope that you've created, Mura is just staring with stars in her eyes as you are doing exactly as you described. You strafe across the rope. You strafe back a little bit just to show off, maybe do a little bit of a jump on the way. And by using the rope as a springboard, you jump across the last 5 feet, so I believe 5 feet is like a meter and a half, of the rope, and land on the shore, your arms sticking up in a victory pose. And that's how you do it, Mura.
Corin, that was amazing. Oh man, you must be a gymnast or something. I remember those from my world. People with great acrobatic skill. Did you do shows? Oh, tell me you did shows.
You don't have the heart to tell Mura that you're a shut-in. Do you want to lie to Mura to make yourself seem cool, or do you just want to brush this off as like, nothing? This is nothing. This is just who Korin Kadoya is. What do you want to say to Mura now that she's been dazzled by your acrobatic prestige? Well, you see, Mura, I am what's known as an otaku. In my homeland, in my language, that means a man of many skills. And it's very, very fortunate that I have this set of cards that lets me utilize that to my full advantage.
Wow, an otaku. I hope that I can be an otaku someday too. Though I guess that wouldn't be a man of many skills, it would be a kobold of many skills, but I want to be an otaku, Korin. Teach me how to be an otaku.
You strike a pose. Very well, Mura. But it'll be a long and hard road. Good thing you're learning from the best. You give Mura back her greatsword, and you stride through this door. You go through the door, and give me one sec. You end up in a library. Sorry, not a library. A laboratory. God, I can't read. There are flasks full of various liquids on the lining the shelves, experimental equipment on tables, and a trail of slime leading through the room. Looks like somebody's been doing research down here. I'm going to give you guys an intelligence check if you'd like to figure out what's in everything. It's never too late to pop in, Peps. If you pop in and the stream's going, then you're on time. Yeah, Peps, if you do this command without the quotation marks, then you'll be able to roll. Incidentally, if you are making an intelligence check and you only have a 3, you can swap your class to a class that has higher intelligence if you would like. Yeah, Pepper Shaker, so if you type that command out, you can roll for the intelligence check if you'd like. Yeah, go for it, Peps. Anytime that I ask for a check, it's whoever does it first. So if you want to do the check, by all means, type it out. Oh, sorry, you need to roll 2d6. There you go. Oh, it won't pop up if you don't do that command. So you can just roll the 2d6. There we go. So that's 6, plus your intelligence of a 5, makes an 11. Give me one sec. What did I write the check down as? Okay, so you take a look in the vials, and you notice that they're not vials, they're incubators. And there are giant toad eggs here. There are growth promoters hanging out in syringes and in test tubes. There are also syringes marked toad DNA, and a lockbox covered in toad slime. Let's take a look. So what do you want to do? There's toad eggs in incubators. There's syringes full of toad DNA. There's growth promoters, and there is a locked box. Mura's looking at the eggs, just out of curiosity. You say box? All right. There is a locked box in front of you. It's covered in toad slime. I don't believe you have a lock-picking skill, but it looks like this box can be damaged. Incidentally, it is also sitting inconspicuously in the middle of the room. So I'll give you the... Oh, okay, you step back. You get a good look at it? Alright. If you want to get a good look at it, I'm gonna need a perception check. So that's gonna be 2d6. Oh, and I should probably also adjust your stats for wizard. Whoops. Three and a 1. Give me 1 sec. So that's 4 plus 5 is 9. Now I'm going to say that you guys, without a channel point blessing, see absolutely nothing wrong with this box whatsoever. It's just covered in toad slime, whatever. Bandicoot rolled an Eris Blessing, so if you want to re-roll that 1, then by all means, Bandicoot, roll, just type in exclamation point D6. The other option ran out? Oh, my bad. Here, with that one, it's because Marcus redeemed it a bit early and I had to refund it. With a 12, you beat the check. Just barely. And you notice, out of the corner of your eye, the door to the box has a string that leads from the top of the box to just across where it opens. This box is booby-trapped. How do you want to deal with this? If you want, you can try and disarm the trap. If you'd like, you can just ignore the lockbox altogether. I will say, you can add one of the blessings that you have on your character sheet before you roll to disarm the trap to make sure that you get to do it. You can definitely trigger it from afar. I'll say, if you want to roll an intelligence check, I can tell you what kind of trap it is. So for any check that I ask you to do, unless I say otherwise, it's 2d6. So I'll try to remember to ask you guys to roll 2d6. Seven plus 5. You aren't 100% sure what this trap is. All you can tell by looking at the lockbox is that there is a string, a thin string, that goes between the top portion of the box and the bottom portion of the box. It looks like it is triggered by opening the box, though what exactly happens if you trigger the trap is unknown. Here, I can make a poll for you guys if you want to... Is the box wooden? The box is wooden. Is a wooden box with a metal lock built in. Here, we'll make a new poll. You can disarm the trap. You can set it off from afar. Or you can ignore the box. Can you... Oh, shit. Can I cancel the poll? Here, give me 1 sec. I'll add that to it, too. Because, while I won't say that you can carve a hole into the box easily, I could give you a check for that. Carve. Or... There we go. Alright, so I've made a poll for what to do with the trap. It's being suggested to disarm it, to trigger it from afar, or to carve a hole into the box. Vote on your phones now! Or whatever devices you're watching this stream on, I guess. There's only one vote so far, and it's for carving a hole into the box. There's 2 votes for carving a hole into the box. It's looking like you guys want to carve the hole into the box. I gotta figure out what kind of check I'm gonna use for that. I was making a fuss. Not fair. Okay. So you decide that you're going to carve a hole into this box. The tools that you have on hand, the only ones that would really make sense are either your short sword or your spear. I'm gonna need a dexterity check. If you guys want to change your class, by all means do it. You can also ask Mura to make this check for you. What's the box made out of? It's made out of wood. Can you use drops of acid? You do recall that the acid was able to eat away at a wooden pole. So if you go back to the previous room and gather some acid, you can definitely gather it and put it on top. We're still going? Yeah, we are. Can you catch you up on the last 45 seconds? So you voted to carve a hole into the box. Now, you can use your short sword, you can use your long spear, you can ask Mura to help you with this one. Or, as RDF suggested, you can gather some acid from the previous room and try to burn a hole into the box. To dissolve the box, essentially. Are we liking acid in chat? Are we gonna drop some acid? Alright, it looks like we're dropping some acid. Hey, Mura.
Oh, yeah, Corin, what's up?
Over there. You're right next to, like, some vials, right?
Yeah, did you need one?
Yeah, I need to get into this box, but, there's a trap on it. I don't want to trigger it, because that might cause some bad results for us. That might take this whole place with us. So, maybe we can go grab some acid from the other room and burn a hole in this?
Okay, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Give me 1 sec.
And Mura grabs some vials for you, some of the test tubes. And you two go to the acid lake, and you gather some acid in the glass tubes. Very carefully. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for it, because you're being very careful with the acid and the acid tubes. The acid doesn't eat away at the glass, and you're able to safely carry it back to the box. You drip it on the top of the box, and it slowly but surely eats away at the wood. How big of a hole do you want to make in this box? Like, just enough to put your hand through? Did you want to make, like, a big ol' hole? Fist-sized? Okay. Amura's fist size? Okay. Hand room where you don't touch the edges, the size of the opening of it. Okay. So you drip some acid on the top, just enough to slip your arm in. Or Mura's arm, I guess. And it eats through, and you hear hissing as it drops through the top and hits the bottom. I will say that the acid pools at the bottom of the chest, where it touches the floor. It doesn't burn through the stone, so there's a little bit of acid at the bottom. Do you or Mura? No, actually, you know what? Mura's really excited about this because she thinks that this is cool and sciencey. So she reaches into the box without any pretense for caution. I want it! I want it! And she reaches in, and thankfully... Actually, I should roll for this. Four, 8, plus luck is 10. You got it! Mura reaches in, and thankfully, very luckily, doesn't touch any of the acid. And she pulls out a shining ruby. Mura's eyes light up.
Corin! Corin, do you know what this is? This is a ruby, Corin!
Yeah, it sure is. We can go sell that at the Adventurers Guild, right?
No! Do you know what this means, Corin?
That we're gonna be rich? I don't know what you're getting at, Corin. Sorry, I don't know what you're getting at, Mura.
It means that I can use this ruby to imbue our weapons with fire. See, I'm what you call a rune knight, and we rune knights, if we get gems, we can charge our weapons with an elemental attack. So I can make your spear attack with the flames of hell, or I can make my great sword burn. And if we find some emeralds, that's gonna be wind damage. If we find some sapphires, it's gonna be water damage. Ah, man. And Mura gives you a little sly look, like, since we're partners and all, maybe I could hold on to all the gems that we get.
And Mura looks at you, just grinning. You guys want to let Mura have all the gems? You want to commit to this? We got 2 sures? Sure. I guess if it would help. Be honest, Mura. Do you have a gem obsession?
What? No, I never. It's not like I tended to my dragon's gem hoard or anything, was really, really proud of how well I kept it, and the fact that no one ever got the chance to steal from it, and that it was my sole responsibility as my dragon's kobold to stay in charge of the gems. No, sir. I am not obsessed with rubies, sapphires, emeralds, diamonds, onyx, topaz, what have you.
Sapphire!
Where?
And Mura looks around.
That is not something that you joke about. I'm taking these gems.
Mura's being sassy when it comes to gems, and she reaches into the box and she pulls out 4 more. Sure thing. I definitely have more planned for the rest of the night, because, you guys still are on this mission, so. So Mura takes the rest of the rubies. You'd like to drop some of the this is going to be something that you all have to agree on. Do you guys want to drop some of the growth enhancer on the toad eggs? You guys are still on the toad mission. You found a letter saying that what does the letter say? The letter says, "To humanity, this is only the beginning. Giant toads are the true rulers of this world. With the power of Dorsus, we will change the world of humans. You've had to go through 2 trials, 1 trial of intelligence, 1 trial of jumping, and now you're in a laboratory with syringes full of toad DNA. And, toad eggs and incubators and growth enhancer." Think someone has already been doing that based on the toads that you fought? I'll give you guys a poll. I'll let this poll go for 2 minutes so you guys can talk it over. You can put a growth enhancer on one of the eggs, or you can leave the eggs alone. Kermit the Frog here. Do you guys want to have a plan? GM question? Okay, what's up? Kaiju the Frog here. And gain oodles of money. You could. I can't guarantee that you'll get oodles of money. Does the growth stuff work on other things like gems? I will say you roll pretty well on looking at the laboratory. You would find notes strewn about the growth enhancers that specifically say that they only work on organics, specifically organic amphibians. So you can make toads bigger, you can make frogs bigger, you can make salamanders bigger. I think axolotls are also amphibians, so you can make axolotls bigger. But these ones are specifically only for amphibians. Okay. Hey, Mura. Let's find out how quickly these growth enhancers work. What? Yeah, let's drop some of this on an egg. What bad thing can happen? And you hold the egg in one hand, you goop the growth enhancer on the egg. Actually, I'll let you guys decide how you want to put the growth enhancer on the egg. Do you want to hold the egg while you do it? Do you want to put it on the ground? Do you want to relocate to another area before you try to throw the growth enhancer on? Trom wants to relocate? Bandicoot wants to relocate. I'll take one more relocate and we'll do it. Have Mura hold the egg and relocate? Okay. Where do you guys want to go to? Do you want to stay in the lab? Do you want to go to the acid pit? Do you want to go to the next room ahead? That's 3 for acid pit. Another room? Yep. When you guys entered this laboratory, there was a trail of toad slime leading through it to a corridor ahead. Okay. So, you guys go towards the acid pit with your toad egg and your growth enhancer. Alright. So, in this experiment, we're going to find out, Mura, what happens when we add the growth enhancer to this giant toad egg, and how long it's going to take for it to grow. Just to see how much of a problem we're going to have if we let these things go.
Alright, for science!
Mura looks really excited to conduct the experiment. Mura puts the egg on the ground, and grabs the growth enhancer. And Mura gives a bright idea. Hey, these glass bottles are pretty fragile. We could probably just throw it from a distance so that we don't have to deal with it up close. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Let's stand at the door and put the egg over here, and you put it just in front of the acid pit. And you hold the growth enhancer aloft and throw it at the egg. And with a poof, where there once was an egg, there is now a very confused giant toad. But this one looks a bit different. This one has a little bit of a light in its eyes, as though it might know what's up. Ghetto. You now have a confused giant toad. I will say, it spawned facing the acid. So if you would like, you can knock it in, you can sneak away, or you can get its attention. Save the toad? You could attempt to communicate with the toad. Do you guys want to try and talk with the toad? I got RDF saying, "Hey Kermit," so I'll say that's talk to the toad. Bandicoot saying yes. I assume Ribbit means yes, so... Hey Kermit, over here! You look like you were just born, weren't you? And the toad, boom, 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 turns to face you. Ghetto? Yeah, my name is Corin. And that is Mura.
Hi, Kermit. My name's Mura. Corin, what are you doing? This is a giant toad.
Yeah, I know it's a giant toad, but give it a chance. It was just born. It can't be evil, right? Do you have food for Kermit? You have 6 muffins, 3 meat, half a bag of candy. Is it muffin time? If you want to give it food, you can give it either meat, a muffin, or some of your candy. Intelligence check? Okay. I'll, Futterberg. It's looking like people want to give it a muffin. Listen, just so that there are no hard feelings between us, we got one of these. It's a muffin. It's food. Kettle? Blech. And it sticks its tongue out and eats the muffin. Kettle. It, you can't quite tell, but it seems like it wants another muffin. Do you guys want to give it another muffin? Do you want to try and feed it something else? We've got one vote for another muffin. Got 2 votes for another muffin? Okay. You reach into your satchel and pull out one more muffin. Hey, Mura.
Yeah, what are we doing, Goran?
Do you want to give him another muffin?
Oh, okay. Sure, if you think it's safe, then I'll trust you.
And you hand Mura another muffin. And, It looks at Mura holding it out, and Mura looks really scared. Earlier today, she got swallowed by one of these things, so she doesn't want that to happen again. And it hops towards Mura, and takes the muffin from Mura. Kettle! This giant toad looks really happy. It seems that you may have made a friend. So what do you want to do now that you have a giant toad companion? It does look like it's a bit more intelligent than the other toads. And it hasn't tried to harm you just yet. Can you ride it? You try to go on top of the toad, but the toad mucus starts to coat your body and you slip off. This toad is entirely too slimy for you to ride it effectively. I wonder if I have a picture of a giant toad that I can show you. Does this game have a... Oh, it does. So that's what your giant toad friend looks like. The hand coated in toad mucus, can you stick a finger in acid? Do you really want to stick your finger in the acid with the toad mucus? I'll let you guys do it if you consent. If I get 3 people who want to stick your finger in the toad mucus and then into the acid, I'll do it. Coat a stick and dip it in? Do you guys want to try that? Coat a muffin? I will say, the stick that you had is in fact on the other side of the acid lake. This is a naturally occurring cave. Alternatively, you can press forward deeper into the cave. Though, and this might be a problem, in order to complete the quest, you do need to slay one more giant toad. This is not a capturing quest, but this doesn't have to be the one that you slay. Alright, I'm probably gonna need a decision now. Do we want to press forward, or do we want to try and go back? Frogward? Jason Funderburker? I'm surprised making the arrows worked. I didn't think that the pull would actually let me do that. Froggy! It is a toad, but you don't need to necessarily name it after toads. Alright, you guys want to name it? Okay, so what do we have? There's Frogward, Jason Funderburker, Froggy. There's Spawny. And last option. There we go. I gave you a set of names that you can vote for. You have a new toad friend. You can name it Frogward, Jason Funderburker, Froggy, Spawny, or Gamakichi. You accidentally double voted? I'm kind of impressed, to be honest. I didn't know that that could happen. Oh, right. Sorry, you can double vote with shark coins, so go ahead. If you really want one, then use your shark coins to vote. What is Gamakichi a reference to? That's a reference to Naruto. Looks like Gamakichi is being destroyed by the Froggy Federation. Well, it looks like Gamakichi is going to be beaten by Froggy unless you guys pump some shark coins into it. Froggy won. Okay. Just gonna make a note of it. All right. Yeah, sorry, I left the channel points thing on and completely forgot about it, so I guess that was a channel points vote, my bad. But it worked out, I guess. We have a toad named Froggy and we're moving forward. So, the crew, Korin, Mura, and now Froggy, go through the laboratory and into the next room. There's a corridor that you're going through. To your right, there's a single unlocked wooden door. And then there's a path that leads a bit further in. Do you guys want to go and see what's behind door number 1? It's unlocked, partially open. Doesn't seem like it's, like, there's any ill intent from it. Or do you go forward? We got one person that wants to see inside the door, and one person that wants to go forward. We're at an impasse here. Oh. Okay, that's 2 votes for going into the door. Okay, so you take a look at the door. It's partially open. There's no signs of it being tampered with or anything. You push through. And it looks like a normal-ass bedroom. It has a bookshelf, it has a bed, there's a desk. You go over to the desk and there's a portrait and a diary on the desk. Looking closer at the portrait, there's a man in a lab coat. Nothing special about him. Nothing special besides the fact that he's got a toad head. He's doing a bit of a pose, like this, to really showcase his toad head. And the journal Says secret. Do not read.
Whoa, who do you think lives here, Corin?
I don't know, but this portrait looks like a Toadhead guy. Maybe he lives here. Better respect it. Do you guys not want to read the diary? A real Toadhead or a mask? I mean, it's a photograph, so if it's a really, really, really good mask or an actual Toadhead, you're not 100% sure. We got 1 vote for reading it, 1 vote for respecting the do not read. Can we get a tiebreaker? Okay. Hey Mura, you want to listen to a story?
Ooh, what kind of story? Is it from your world?
No, it's from this book that I found.
Oh, is it a storybook?
Yeah, it tells someone's story for sure. Remembering that Mura can't read, she doesn't know that this is a private diary. So she sits down on the bed, and you sit down at the desk. You open the diary. Give me 1 sec. The journal tells a story of a human named Frogger. He was incredibly intelligent, but also incredibly unscrupulous. He once hired a group of mercenaries to find a sacred gem inside of a cave, and when they found it, he activated a trap that caused a cascade of acid to fall on them, creating the acid lake earlier. Worms would later colonize the cavern and propagate the acid cave. The sacred gem could grant any wish, so he wished to be a king. But the gem tends to bend the wish unless it's hyper-specific. So he did become a king, the Toad King. Knowing that he could not fit in with human society anymore, he fled. Eventually, he ran to an imposing man named Lord Dorsus, wielder of 100 forms. Dorsus promised Frogger power and research materials in exchange for loyal followers. So, Frogger sought to create intelligent giant toads, some out of toads that he trained to be smarter, and some former humans he combined with toad DNA. It reads that once he amasses enough forces, Frogger and Dorsus will attack Axeltown. However, there's a postscript at the bottom. It says, "You know, I could just beat up Dorsus. He isn't a very good man. Even worse so than me. The world would be better without him, and then I could also gain my own power." You put down the journal.
Wow. So, that Frogger guy, he created a bunch of intelligent toads and turned people into toads? What's that about? And it says that he's going to attack Axeltown with Dorsus? Man, I don't know if this guy is bad news.
Anything else that you guys want to check out in the room? Take a slow, sorrowful, and slightly afraid glance at Froggy. You take a look at Froggy, who's sitting just outside the door because he can't quite fit inside. His tongue goes up and licks his eyeball. Geralt? I I don't know if Froggy was paying attention to the story that you just read out loud. But you do now understand that that laboratory was Frogger creating an army of intelligent giant toads. And extrapolating from that, you think back to the gauntlet that you had to run. The trial of intelligence, where you needed to use a tool to get the fruit from the ceiling, and the fruit raising your intelligence. The trial where the toad would need to jump across the lake of acid in order to complete it. This isn't a normal dungeon. This is a training ground. You should check the bookshelf, the lab, and get out. As you go to do that, you hear something echoing down the hallway. The wailing cries of what sounds to be a cow. It's coming from deeper in the dungeon. You remember that there's still one kidnapped cow that you haven't been able to locate. Hanako. You have Momoko at the very front of the cave with your horse. Do you guys want to go forward? You had to switch devices? Fair enough. We were just talking about how you guys are hearing mooing coming from the from deeper in now. He plans to attack, but hasn't left yet. There's nothing in the journal. No, we did not say that the horse was dead. We said that the horse was exhausted. And it laid down to rest a bit before standing back up. The horse is fine. You guys do not have to pay 100,000 Eris for the dead horse. He plans to attack, but hasn't left yet? So nothing in the journal would suggest that he's left yet. He definitely plans to attack, but he might still be here. Alright, so you, Mura, and Froggy decide to press onward. Dump all the frog eggs into the acid so we can't have an army and go further in. You guys can definitely do that. I'm gonna make a pull for it, though. Oh, I fucked up. Give me one sec. I have Sharcoin still enabled for that, so that doesn't count. There we go. Okay, so there's an argument for not destroying the eggs. You can use all the frog names, but you need the food prepared. They might be useful for something else. If you do leave them, they could definitely destroy you from behind, depending on what happens. Somebody could find the cave before you and start their own toad army. Or you could have the moral quandary of Froggy turned out fine. I've only got one vote, and it's for Nah. You gotta be quick if you want to vote. Oh, now it's 50-50. Okay. The poll specifically states that frog genocide wins out. With a steely gaze. You understand what you have to do. You voted, but it didn't go through? It could have been that, the lag fucked you over. Because Nah would do it 50-50. Do we want to revote? Do we want to try again? Or do we want to go with the results that we have? You're not super heavy either way? Alright. You decide that while these toads could pose a problem later on, the idea of frog genocide kind of weighs heavily on you, and it's not something that you regard highly. So instead of being responsible for Froggy's brood being killed off, you decide to risk possibly having an army of giant, intelligent toads later, and head deeper into the dungeon. Do they have to be destroyed, or can they be used for good? So giant toads, they are just a species in this world that need to be managed. During giant toad mating season, they can become a problem for everyone around. These intelligent giant toads have tried to kidnap people and livestock, but as you see with Froggy, they're not necessarily evil coming out of the egg. So there's potential. Froggy hasn't turned on you yet. And he liked muffins. Now, I say I'm gonna go neutral for Froggy because I can't commit. So Froggy is a they for right now. Until I need it to be plot relevant. So Mura, Korin, and Froggy head deeper into the dungeon. Give me one sec. And as you open the door, the sight that awaits you is most curious. When you open the door, you find a man in a lab coat with a frog's head sitting on the throne in a dramatic fashion. Sideways, one leg on the arm, the other hanging off, head resting on his arm. And Hanako, the cow that you need to save. Both out of moral responsibility, and because it'll net you a solid 50k. Eris is behind the throne, on a large plank over a fire, uncomfortable, but alive.
So, you have come to defeat my Toad army. I warned you that the Toads would surpass humanity, and instead, you come to pay me tribute. Wonderful! I accept your tribute. It seems that one of my own has led you here. My name is Frogger, and I will herald a new era of this world.
Frogger doesn't immediately attack you because you have Froggy with you. He sees you as people who have come to pay him tribute. The question, of course, is what Korin and Mura will do in this confrontation with the Toad King. Next time on Streamsekai. It's almost midnight for me, so I had to find a good place to end. I didn't want to leave you guys at, like, a puzzle. I wanted to wait for a checkpoint, and it finally came. I'll make a note of where we left off. I'm surprised! You guys went through a third of my content. Sorry, 2/3 of my content. I have a little bit left of this quest for you guys for next session, so... I completely overplanned for last session, didn't I? What do you guys do? You guys got an extra intelligence point for eating the fruit, so now you guys are bumped up to 10. You befriended a giant toad and named it Froggy. You convinced Mura that you were athletic and good tightrope walkers. You're an indecisive lot? Yeah, but that's sort of par for the course, right? Made a tier list for Fulikuli OST? Yo, that's great. And what? Yeah, God. Thank you for reminding me. Mura now believes otaku are superheroes and wants to be one. Lag in real life no worries. We got there in the end, right? Not only that, but I'm new to this too, and we're still finding our footing. So, as long as everyone had a good time, then this stream was a success, right? Thought of Jason the Frog? Yeah, fair enough. I was really pulling for Gamakichi, to be honest, since we're playing Naruto on Mondays. But yeah, speaking of a schedule, tomorrow we're going to be playing Papers, Please with the usual crew. So I'm gonna have a bunch of people hanging out and helping me bring glory to our Statsuka. On Monday, we're going to be playing Shinigami Tensei 5. I'm pretty sure we're in the final stretch, so we might be beating that pretty soon. And after that, we're going to be starting Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. I have never watched any, like, full episodes of Shippuden. I only know that Itachi makes eggs, and Naruto has a reverse harem jutsu. Wednesday, we're going to be playing Cruel King and the Great Hero, and just for you guys that stuck it out to the end of Streamsekai, here's a little bit of a fun, fun test that I'm doing. We're going to be doing another Guilty Gear soundtrack stream for the Guilty Gear Xrd songs. But on my Patreon, I'm considering doing a monthly call-in, kind of like if you call into a radio station, for the middle tier patrons. So I'm going to be doing a test stream for that, where you guys can call in on Discord during the stream. You'll have a 5-minute slot where we can just chat. If you want to give an opinion on the song that we're listening to, if you just want to vibe, by all means. It's just a test to see how well the monthly call-in's going to work. And it's available to everyone for this time, as a little bit of a teaser. After that, usual Friday watch party on the Discord, and then Streamsekai on Saturday. Who am I going to send you guys tonight? Oh, we have plenty of options. It looks like Kobold Sprig is playing Dungeons & Dragons. So I'll send you guys over to Sprig. They are a Kobold VTuber. And, I don't know. She's wholesome. I like Sprig. Anyways, give her a big old shark attack, and I will catch you guys later. See ya!